So this video is gonna be based off my personal spiritual experience. This ain't no shit I done read. This ain't no shit I done heard somebody say. This is from my personal experience. I've been timid about even making this video, just based off the feedback, because I'm pretty sure ain't nobody gonna believe the shit, except a very small few that have personally experienced things that I'm going to bring forth. So a lot of y'all gonna laugh and shit and make mockery, which is fine and cool with me, because personally I really don't give a fuck. But at the same time, this information must be put out because some people will be able to relate. Not all of y'all, I'm pretty sure. You know, the reason why I've been timid about putting it out is because I know it's gonna sound far-fetched. But anyway, who gives a fuck? But anyway, I've had beings pop up in my room. It'll be around a time between sometime 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and 3 a.m. in the morning. Right? They would physically touch me. I could literally feel hands touching me in static waves and all. It felt like electricity or currents or some type of electromagnetic force going through my body. That's the best way I can explain it. So, and it first began when I was younger. I think I was about 21, and I was into Islam, studying Orthodox Islam, and I remember reading in the Holy Quran where it said that Allah is the best of baptized. So I thought to myself, but shit, I ain't never been baptized. So I perform what they call salat, which is what the Muslims do, but it's more to the salat than what Muslims think. That's some esoteric shit. I ain't finna go into that right now. But actually, I'm gonna say this though, it's actually preparing the electrical current to arouse or awaken, which is the Kundalini energy, to awaken. But anyway, so I asked the Creator. I ain't say Allah, I just said I asked the Creator. You know, since I was like, I ain't never been baptized. Could you baptize me? Surely you know best how to baptize. That's what I was saying. So I'm laying in the bed and shit, and like within 3 minutes, I couldn't even move. I mean, I'm literally fully awake. Like shit, I'm waiting on you. You know, I was in total surrender. I was like, I'm waiting on you. So when I couldn't move, I was like, oh well, I guess this shit. I'm like, okay, this it. So, and then the Holy Quran say something about we are closer to you than your jugular vein. So while that was hitting my mind, I'm thinking like, well, if he closer to me than my jugular vein, the Creator closer to me than my jugular vein, then surely the Creator has power to make me stop moving. So I'm like, oh, this is the Creator. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know shit. This is what I'm going with. But when the paralysis came upon me, I felt some hands. I had my eyes closed. I felt some hands touch me on my forehead and on my side. And I felt fingers. And I felt a lot of electricity static going through my body. Excruciating. I couldn't even take the shit. I made it took it no longer than 1 minute. And I couldn't take it no more. I was like, damn, I can't take this no more. And apparently they either was telepathic, could read my mind, knew what the fuck I was thinking, because they was like, okay, he can't take it more. But anyway, as I proceeded to open my eyes, the hands went just like this over my eyes. I wanted to see who it was. So personally, I don't know who the fuck it was. I didn't build no relationship with them. I didn't build no trust with them. It was just a chance that I was taking. Okay? It was just a chance I was taking. But I didn't feel any negative energy coming from the being, because I have personally been psychic attacked. And when an entity has ill intent towards you, all the hairs on your body just stand up out of nowhere. You get an urge of fear for no reason. You don't even know why the fuck you're scared. It's just your body alerting you that it's danger around. Something, some being, some entity is meaning to cause you severe harm. Like entire harm. Total annihilation harm. So I didn't get none of that. But I have had that happen to me before. So, but anyway, after this occurred, I couldn't take it no more. It stopped. The paralysis went away. Didn't see anybody. Didn't see nothing. All I can remember is when I woke, like when I came up, actually like was able to move, my side was tingling badder than a motherfucker. Where I had been touching, my forehead had this soothing sensation on it, like through my head. But I personally don't know who it was, but I know who I called on. I called on the Creator. So, and I got results. But anyway, after that, a whole lot of different other things start to occur. I started having more out-of-body experiences where one time I rolled out my body and there was a panther on the side of my bed, a lion, and a wolf in the front of my bed. And there was a bald eagle on the counter. Now, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard as hell to scare me, but when I rolled out and saw these animals, shit, I rolled right back on in my body. I was like, not tonight. Fuck that shit, not tonight. Because it caught me off guard. So anyway, a couple days they went by, and I couldn't get it out of my mind. Like, why would these animals be sitting on the edge of my bed all together, not even fighting each other, just sitting there, wasn't saying shit. I ain't know what the hell to think. You know, I was starting researching shit, animals, and what are animals on the spiritual plane, what do they represent and all this. I'm looking up all types of shit, trying to figure this shit out, trying to get an understanding. And after thinking about it, I said to myself, well, shit, they ain't mean me no harm. Otherwise, I would have known that. I would have felt that. I would have sensed all of that. And apparently, you know, I came to the conclusion that they had been watching over me, because when I started looking up what the shamans say about animals, these are protectors. They protect you and watch over you. And this is what I found out. And they are actually your ancestors. So like when you seen the movie called Black Panther, where the Black Panther had took this herb that took him to the astral plane, and he saw his ancestors by this tree, and all of them were in the shape of a panther, and then they shape shifted into a human form. This shit is real on the astral plane. So those were my ancestors watching over me. But see, they can choose to look how they want to look. Some of them love this human existence so much, they stay looking like a human. Some of them just want to, you know, show more power, and they choose to look like an animal. So they choose a certain animal form and they shape shift, because animals represent certain powers. So this is what they do. They're able to shape shift because the soul really has no gender. Okay? Yeah, this is why past lives, you could have been a female or you could have been a man. This is what it is. And past lives are real. Otherwise, the Bible wouldn't have talked about the shit. The Holy Quran wouldn't have talked about the shit. The Akashic Records wouldn't have shown the shit. Okay, this is actual facts based off the Akashic Records, which is in the ethers, which is in the 8th chakra, which is also in what we call the medullum oblongata. This is where all of it is stored in the subconscious mind. So anyway, this was something that I experienced. Okay, and I made a promise to myself, if I ever saw that panther again, because the panther was like literally in my face when I rolled out my body. And shit, I was like, oh hell no, not tonight. Not tonight. Roll right on back in that bitch. But anyway, I made a promise to myself that if I ever run into that panther again, if I come out my body, I was gonna pet him and touch him. And I did, even though I was scared than a motherfucker, but I conquered that fear. Oh, I conquered that fear. See what the panther did? It was another time. Came out my body. Panther came out the blue. I don't know where the fuck it came from. Don't need me lying. So, rubbed up against my leg like a cat do. Rubbed his face all up against the side of my thigh. Oh, this is a big ass animal. Long ass tail. And I went to touching him. But it seemed like every time I looked at him, fear jumped in me. So I tried not to look at him as much. And I sent a loving energy towards the animal. Such as, you know, I won't do no harm to you. I ain't got nothing but love for you. Type of energy like that. And see, one thing about it, you get on the astral plane, you want to send out certain energy because you get what you put out. And I had conquered that fear. It left. I was able to put my hands all in his face. He opened his mouth. I was able to touch the teeth of the panther. Teeth felt like damn razor blades. So I'm thinking to myself, shit, anybody come fuck with me? Try to do another psychic attack on my ass, they gonna get that word. Cause I got animals watching over me. From what I experienced anyway. I don't know if they still doing it or not, I don't know shit from what I experienced. But anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all about the time I was psychic attacked. So, stayed night on my sister's house. Fell asleep on the couch and shit. And so, I could hear a whisper. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I was like, what the fuck is that? But it was like a telepathic whisper. I don't know if it was somebody warning me or what, but it was a being in the kitchen. And he had a knife in his hand. All I remember, I was able to see some khaki pants and like a plaid shirt. He was dressed like how they dressed back in the day, like old timey. And every time he tried to rush me, and they don't move their legs like us, they move like the Flash. Like the movie The Flash or the damn TV series The Flash, the superhero, Marvel hero, that's how they move. And he was flashing like trying to stab me, and every time he tried to stab me, I was finna try to bone rush his ass, but I had a problem getting out my body. But every time he saw me trying to come out my body and attack his ass, cause I ain't gonna lie, I finna do some shit to his ass. Cause I was like, bitch, cause when you out your body, you have like this, you feel like you unstoppable. Shit. But anyway, I'm about to get his ass. I'm finna choke his ass out, then just powerbomb his ass. But anyway, every time I tried to roll out my body, he'll run back in the kitchen. He'll run back in the kitchen every time. And before I even saw him, I wasn't even able to see his face. Damn, I wanted to see that motherfucker. So I want to see what the fuck it was coming at me. But I couldn't see him. But anyway, every time he tried to try to get me, I tried to roll out my body and defend myself. Kept running, but before he even tried to attack me, I sensed fear. I had like my arm, the hairs on my arm and shit start standing up. Even after I had got out my body, even after I woke up, like physically from the paralysis, cause I couldn't move. When I had woke up, the hairs was all standing up all over my body. My body still had a strong urge of a sensation of fear all over it. And me personally, I know for a fact I don't feel shit. So that's me, not my body, not my emotions. That's me, my consciousness. I ain't no fucking fear in me, none. Because I know I'm indestructible, because I'm not the body, I'm not the soul body, I am the consciousness. I know this shit for a fact, because I have actually came out of my body and actually came out of my soul. So I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So when I knew that my body and my astral body sent an alert of fear, meaning that there was danger around, this how I knew I was psychic attacked. So, my cousin told me something, it's from them books you be ordering. Them motherfuckers watching your ass. I don't give a fuck. Whatever, bitch, you can't kill me, I'm consciousness. So anyway, that's how I knew I was psychic attacked. And that's how I knew that the being was still present. Even after I had physically woken up, went in the bathroom and shit, washed my face, trying to shake the cobwebs off, like, damn, these motherfuckers trying to psychic attack somebody just psychic attack my ass. So, there are defense mechanisms against psychic attack. You can defend yourself, you can roll out your body, fight these motherfuckers, show them that they ain't got shit on you. You can also get amulets, such as Tourmaline, Odyssin, all of these energies, they ward off negative entities. You can sage and all types of shit, do rituals and summon ancestors and summon these you can summon some of the go-away-shit demons to protect you, because this is what you are the commander-in-chief. Remember that shit. That's all I got to say. You are the commander-in-chief when you do a ritual or when you summon some shit. You the god. Okay? They live inside you. You don't live inside them. They live inside you. Alright? Because you are the conductor of this body. Alright? This is what it is. So, and not only that, y'all are one, because y'all are all made out of the same element. So, y'all are one. Alright? Anyway. So you gotta remember that the go-ways, they are made out of pure consciousness too. The ancestors, they made out of consciousness and soul. This is what connects y'all, because we have the same abilities that they have. Actually, we got a little bit more. Okay? Because we have all of that in one. And physical too. Okay? So this is what kind of give us the edge, or we can really command shit. I've also had encounters with my auntie who physically died. I think like maybe 12. She might have been longer than that. Probably about 15 years ago. So I had an out of body experience. Me and her sitting on the couch talking. But I looked at her. I was like, damn, you look like my auntie. She was like, baby, that's because I am. I said, well, auntie, you look so young. And she said, well, on this dimension, we get to choose how we want to look. And she had this scar on her neck. And she said, the only thing I couldn't change is this scar on my neck. Well, shit, I'm thinking to myself, I ain't never seen that scar in real life. When she was here physically anyway, in physical life. And, cause she had like a shirt that kind of came down like here. Like the heel. And you can like see the neck part like down up and down. And I told her, I said, I love you, auntie. And she said, I love you too. And I told her that I missed her. And she told me, baby, we see everything y'all do. I'm thinking she gonna say, I miss you too. When she said, I'm like, dang. Well, I said, I'm thinking to myself like, well, she see everything I'm doing. Shit, ain't no need for her to miss me. She already was watching me. Then she said some off the wall shit that I did not expect. And she said, well, you know, Elijah is always watching you. I'm like, what the fuck? Thinking to myself, why? But then she like, she said Elijah be the one sending them white women at you for something to laugh about. I'm like, what the fuck? Cause you know, I ain't fucking with them. I ain't fucking with y'all white women. I don't trust y'all. Y'all got a long resume. Fucking over black folks. Just from y'all boys getting black folks hung. Lying and shit on black folks. That nigga touched me, did this, did that. Bullshit. I'll take my chance with a black woman anyway. Fuck it. But that's just me. You know. But I treat everybody the way they treat me now. So don't get it twisted. Ain't no racist shit. It's just a strong imprint that has been left on a black melanated being from a Caucasian woman. So don't fault me, fault your race, okay? Fault your ancestor for fucking that up. But anyway, getting back on point. So I asked my auntie. No, she told me, she said, baby, don't hate nobody. I knew exactly what she meant. Because if you hate somebody, your ass gonna reincarnate back on this earth. You can't leave this planet in a negative frequency, okay? This ain't nothing but an illusion. So when you leave with your heart right. Otherwise, if you have hate in your heart and you physically leave or you die, you're gonna all you're gonna attract is entities that feed off hate. Energy vampires. They're gonna drain your ass dry. Okay? So I knew what she meant. She didn't have to say shit. I sensed it. I can feel it. Everything. So I asked my auntie, I said, auntie, if I need some help or some protection, could y'all help me? She knew what I meant. When I said y'all, I was talking about the rest of the ancestors that's watching over us. She was like, yeah. She said, sure, baby. All you gotta do is ask. I'm like, really? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna put this shit to the test. So they don't never say bye, see you later. I don't know why. But they don't never say bye, see you later, none of that shit. You can just feel it. They gotta go. They got some other stuff they have to do. So I knew she was finna leave, and I knew I couldn't hold her any longer. And then she left. So a couple days went by and shit. I told my mama about it. I was like, mama, yeah, I talked to auntie. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, I talked to her. This shit was... And she was like, she told me to explain the conversation and all that. I explained exactly what I'm telling y'all. And she was like, yeah, you ain't know your aunt had her thyroid gland taken out. I was like, no. Because that's what that mark was on her neck. And that was verification, even more validation that what I experienced was real. I knew she was real any fucking way because I was totally fully conscious. And we were speaking telepathically, me and my auntie. We did not say shit with our mouth at all. Nothing but telepathy the whole entire time. We were speaking mentally to each other. And so my auntie and my mama was present. They were both saying, yeah, our sister had her thyroid gland taken out. She had a scar on her neck. So anyway, I was like, okay, shit. So a couple days went by anyway. And my mother was complaining about her back, how her back kept hurting her and all this and that. And she said she had took some medicine and stuff and wasn't nothing helping. So I said, shit, mom, you want me to call on the ancestors. She was like, I don't even give a shit. She was like, go ahead, anything is worth a try right now. So I said, all right, because normally my mama would be like, hell no, you don't get out with that crazy ass shit. But she was in a lot of pain apparently. Normally she wasn't there. She don't like no shit like that because she growed up in the church and shit. You know, they scared of every fucking thing. So, but anyway, she was like, go for it. So I did my ritual. After I got done doing my ritual and commanding shit, okay, because I speak from the voice of I speak from the voice of a God when I do a ritual. That's just me. Okay? And one thing, if y'all do a ritual, don't ever say at the end of your ritual, in the name of such and such. Especially you Christians, if y'all trying to just try a ritual, don't say in the name of Jesus. Even when you get done praying, don't say that shit. Because you start searching in the pot. Ain't shit gonna happen. But once I got done with my ritual, my mama was like, boy, that shit ain't gonna work. I said, mama, they in there. She told me, how you know? See, I know personally when they present, because their energy is so strong, depending on who you're dealing with, depending on who you calling on. Your organs, my organs started vibrating. I could barely even take the shit. My organs in my body, my adrenaline glands was vibrating so damn bad, I could barely even take the energy. And I was like, they in there. And she was like, how you know? I said, you know what? Hey, y'all, do something to let them know y'all in there. Soon as I said that shit, the damn, you can hear noise went down the wall. It said, boom! It went down the wall, under the floor. The whole fucking wall went to shaking, up under the floor went to shaking. The house rumbled a little bit. I was like, my daddy got scared. Took his scary ass on in the room. And he was the main one talking all that shit. Jesus is here. Jesus will do this. Jesus will do that. So he went to calling on Jesus. Ain't shit happened. But when I called on my ancestors and put my auntie to the test, oh, my mama got some results. Because she said the night after that, because I told her, I said, mama, they might not get you tonight, but they going to get you eventually. And she was like, I'll be waiting. So the night after that, she said she felt somebody touching her back and it felt like static, like electricity going through her back. And her back was actually healed. Okay? This is the power of rituals. A ritual is a phone call. Okay? It is a phone call. And if you are not in divine order with the universal laws, your shit gonna fail every fucking time. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not finna teach y'all how to do a ritual, because some of y'all have ill intent and might be calling on demonic entities and shit. When I say demonic entities, I mean evil entities, and trying to get back at somebody out of spite because the shit ain't going your way in life. Okay? Some of y'all some wicked motherfuckers. I wouldn't dare give out a ritual that I know for a fact works every fucking time. Okay? So I wouldn't dare. Y'all figure that shit out on y'all own. This ain't a ritual somebody that taught me. This ain't a ritual that I read about. This is a ritual that came from my own personal experience of just know what to do because I'm in harmony. God damn it, I know this shit for a fact. But anyway, my mama said they healed her back. That's a fact. Mama tell you that shit. But anyway, y'all, those are some of my experiences on the spiritual realm. I have a lot more that I can talk about, but I'm pretty sure y'all won't believe this shit, because I got a lot of encounters with entities. A lot of encounters with entities. So some of it I just keep to myself. Maybe one day I might tell the shit when I just don't really give a fuck. Okay? But I have a lot of experience on the astral plane and in other dimensions as well. But anyway, until then, I hope y'all learned something from this shit. If some of y'all can relate, good. Leave drop a comment if you can relate to any of this stuff. But until then, peace.